Good afternoon and welcome to your favorite current affairs program, 60 Minutes Nigeria. My name is Endsars. It's a delight to be back after about 2 weeks recess. Well, we apologize for starting the program behind schedule. It was due to technical problem, but we're glad our team of engineers have been able to resolve that. So welcome to 60 Minutes Nigeria, the 21st of October, 2021. My name is Endsars. I have with me a renowned clergyman and, of course, a social commentator, Archbishop Fred Aredo. Nice to have you with us today.
Good afternoon, viewer. Thank you.
Okay. I also have with us a very renowned head officer, Mr. Joel Awoko. Nice to have you with us today.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Okay. So we'll be looking at very important topics today. We'll start with the aftermath of the Endsars protest. Yesterday, 20th of October, it was a year after the nationwide protest by youths known popularly as the Endsars protest. How has Nigeria fared after 1 year? Now, the reasons for the protest. Has the government met the demands of the youths, the protesting youths who showed love for this country? The youths showed love for good governance. The youths showed love for even the police force. They even agitated that salaries of the police officers should be improved on. Welfare of police officers should be improved on. You know, and all of that demands that they made. My guests will dissect that. But only yesterday, why the commemoration of the 1 year anniversary was on in some parts of the country. In Lagos, the epicenter, there was a dramatic twist. The police commissioner had a meeting with the protesters and told them how to go about their protest, that the protesters must be in their vehicles. They won't allow anybody on foot. They won't allow anybody to gather. The reason is to forestall what happened last year. The protest was, infiltrated. And you know what happened. The damages, destruction. So the police was proactive. We commend them for that. But there was a twist yesterday as a human rights activist from Edo State was arrested. And let's just watch the drama that unfolded. Let's just watch the drama.
Okay, no, wait a second. Let me assure you, the Canadian government is working. I didn't do nothing. I'm not here for it. Okay? I didn't do nothing. I don't know where it's coming from. I didn't do nothing. He took my phone. He took my phone and took my money. He took my phone, okay? He took my phone. He took my phone. He took my name. I am a Canadian citizen. I didn't do anything. I'm here for a peaceful protest. He took my phone, he took my money. The police have not learned their lesson. The police have not learned their lesson.
Did they attack you? Did they hit you?
Yes, they did. We're here to help them. We're here to protect them. We're here to protect them. Come on, bring down the camera.
Where are you taking them?
That are gathered now, they are on foot. They are the ministers that infiltrated them, not those that came with their vehicle. We didn't drag anybody out from the car, moving car. We didn't drag anybody now, so that we didn't. So all these who are arrested now, we didn't even get any flag from them. So we did not arrest anybody that we know to be protesters.
Yeah, nice to have you back. That's Patrick Iholo, a.k.a. Ultimate Equal. And it happened yesterday, right there at Lekki, where the protest was on. The police also explained their own part. Okay, but that's not really the focus of our discussion today. The focus is, yes, the Endsars protest, the anniversary held, but has Nigeria fared better after the Endsars protest? We'll start with Archbishop Fred Agedo. 1 year after, the youths in large numbers took over the streets, made their demands. Has Nigeria fared better?
Thank you very much, Egosa. I will first of all say I am not too sure if our people or Nigerians or Nigerian society or the government or people in place of authority,
yes,
whether they ever know what it means to be for one. What the Endsars actually mean, I'm not sure they know anything about it. Maybe they are not told or they are not well oriented over what the youth are actually saying. And now whosoever, the police, the army that see the youth, they see them as enemy. But we have a common saying that always say that the youth are the future leader. They are the leaders of tomorrow. They are not, they didn't give them space to participate in whatever is happening. The ideas of the youth are never taken, and nobody knows the consequence of what they are doing. Because it becomes a terrible thing to begin to say yesterday is better than today. But I've been saying it for the past 20 years. I've been coming on telecast here that the good are giving birth to the bad. When the bad start giving birth, I don't know what those children will be called. Now, youth are crying. Nobody is listening to them. And the people in the authority of today, 60 years ago, they were less than 25 years. And automatically, they become leaders of our nation. For the past 50, 60 years, they are still in position. And children they had then, like some of us were not yet born, we are not grown, we are getting to 60s. Those people who were in power then are still in power till now. How will it change when we are doing the same thing? Look at what we just saw on the television just now. There's an activist handled in that way and manner. What do you want the children coming up to learn? So Endsars actually has a meaning, and they were actually driving to a point. Like you were saying just now, they are agitating for who? Even the police welfare. Yes. They are agitating for
improved welfare for the police.
Yes, for the police, the army, and all Nigerians. So, are they aware that the youth are fighting for them? Are they aware that the youth are saying, we are big enough, give us a space in the government of the day so that we cannot just be trained and become useless at home? Endsars, this is exactly what it means. Because you dissolve the old Endsars, new ones, better, more sophisticated, more intelligent are coming up. And the youth, whatever you think you are doing, the youth are also smart. And the youth you are talking about, they are more the soldiers, they are more the police. They are, in fact, they are the active people in the force that you are talking about. It's all about the youth. So you become a master degree holder from university, you are in police, your salary is still 30,000, 35, 40. And these people are saying no. Only the political leaders. But, well, I don't know what to say, because no matter what you say, I'm not sure the leaders in positions of authority
they are listening. Well, they are listening. But we'll come back to you, Archbishop. We'll come back to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's your opening remarks. Let's also get the opening remarks of Joy Awoko on this issue. 1 year after, as Nigeria failed, Endsars against police brutality, against extrajudicial killings, and so many other demands, even need to improve the welfare of the police, improve governance. Has Nigeria fared better 1 year after?
We cannot say Nigeria is doing better. We cannot also say that Nigeria is where we are. Of course, the solution to our problem may not likely be that format. If we look at it critically, the youth were agitating, and what actually led to that agitation is the brutality that the officers were executing. It's like nobody cares. They do what they like. I remember some of the script played where the policeman go with ATM machine, what they call it, POS. Put your pin here, or you withdraw some money. Those were some of the things the youth were actually facing. And when we look at the youth from the other end.
But the police officers who indulge in anything inimical to the tenets of the force, once they are arrested, they also show the way out. They also dealt with.
Yes, that's
what we are told.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. But there are some situations where some of them behave as if they have some immunity. They are untouchable. Some were actually going out of space. But like I said earlier, you don't give fire for fire. The protest may not have actually bring the change we desire. The change we are looking at for is a positive environment for the youth.
Yeah.
If you are not providing job opportunity for them, which is employment directly, you should make the place conducive for them so that they can be actively involved in the development of the country and to themselves. Like I just begin to imagine, like my brother mentioned, the good are giving birth to the bad. Now we have the bad, or the worst we will call them, in the society.
What are
you
they going to
you
give
see a
birth
child
to?
of 18, 19, 20 driving luxurious car
cars.
without job. Is that how the person will get married? Is that person going to have a future family and even become a grandfather?
Okay.
So these are the issues. We cannot give fire for fire. Let's kill it, let's destroy it, will not solve the problem. I think the government need to look to the dashboard. Where did we get it wrong? What have we not achieved? What can we achieve? To the youth, on the other hand, I also believe you cannot say because your father, for instance, your father did not train you to a higher education or to have a degree. That's the reason you cannot learn how to speak English. That's the reason you just fold your hand and know this house, we will break the pillar today, we will scatter it. All of us will die.
Fire.
It means you are not even serious. So to those who have been mismanaged, or those who have been unfortunate to be in that situation, how can we make the best out of it? I think that's what we should be looking at. As youth, what can I do to change this existing situation?
Yes.
How can I not be part of the bad ones, even when the system is actually going bad? If you want me to bring in Bible knowledge, we should still be expecting worse condition. If we want to go by the Bible prophecy, we should still expect worse condition than what we are facing.
Okay, I'll come back to you, Joel Awoko, who is a renowned health officer. Let's get the thoughts of Archbishop Fred Agedo. Now, we noticed that President Buhari gave appointment to a youth. The EFCC chairman is about 40-year-old, a 40-year-old man, 40 years of age. Is that not a good response to the Endsars? Is the federal government not gradually responding to align youths into governance?
Tell me the amount of bags of soil you pour in Ikuba River. You just go a poll after and test it and see whether you have a taste. We are only just estimating that Nigerians are about 250, 220 million people. Do you know we are really more than that? Then when you now have more than 50 million youths, you always citing one example of one person in midst of millions, and you say it's going to make a difference? In political positions, elective positions, in councillor, chairmanship, governor, why not let youth participate in it? The first military president of Nigeria, how old was he when he was leading the whole nation? Is he not still in power now? How old was Buhari when he was a governor in the northern state? How old was he when he was a minister of petroleum? Until today, is he not still in power? Lai Mohammed How old was he when he started participating in government? Now, how old are their children? Are their children not supposed to occupy that space? And also show, in fact, these people, some of their children are well trained in Harvard University in America. Where are they going to use that training and education? Who are they going to use it to improve? They are staying in their father's houses. Parents are buying houses and luxury car and private jet and giving to them. And what you send them out to be trained for is not used for the nation. And it's the nation resources that is doing it. All of them that are going to medical health check in outside this nation.
Yes.
Is it not the taxpayers' money? Is it not? Do you even know how much they are spending on it? So, Egosa, just like my friend have said, we should expect the worst. I am an archbishop of a church. I'm also a leader, but I would have said this. Jesus gave an example of leadership. That a man has 100 sheep, and out of the 100 sheep, one get out of the track. And what did he do? He gathered those one and went to look for that one. The question is that one more important than the 99? The answer is no, because he knows what it means of putting people together, trying to please them to follow the real right track. The leadership of our nation is faulty. That is how we got to where we are. The leadership is faulty. That's what the Bible says. Say when the foundation of a building is faulty, what can the righteous do? So let's go back to the basics and find out how did we get to where we are. Okay. It's all leadership problem that Nigeria have. They don't learn. Okay. They don't learn. But
Archbishop, you know, as a way forward.
Yes.
Now you talked about the youth, the need for the youths to occupy public offices.
Yes.
The youths, they have the number. Don't you think they should participate in politics?
That is what they are trying to do. They should vote. The chance.
When they vote, if all the youths vote to a particular youth, yes, will they not win?
Listen, that is what, in part of that Endsars they are saying. We are just calling it only police issue. They also indicate that interest. They should give them opportunity to run. But you know that when you have an old man in a position, or in the Bible we call it old man, that is Satan the devil. For it to give you chance, you have to fire and fire, fast and pray, and sometimes you take it by force. That's what the Bible says. From the time of John the Baptist, what happened? Yes. The kingdom of God suffered violence, and the violent taketh it by force. So if you want to take this power away from them, that's why the youth, they have that mentality that you have to force this old man out of this place before you can give you space.
Let me interject. Now, the Endsars protest culminated into 5 demands, the popular demands. Let me quickly just read them. Immediate release of all arrested protesters, justice for all deceased victims of police brutality and appropriate compensation for the families, setting up of an independent body to oversee the investigation and prosecution of all reports of police misconduct. And in line with the new Police Act, psychological evaluation, retraining to be confirmed by an independent body of all disbanded SARS officers before they can be redeployed. Increase police salary so that they are adequately compensated for protecting lives and property of citizens. So, yes, we are dissecting these issues now. And the need for the youths to occupy public positions have been emphasized. But let's also get the thought of Joy Awoko. Now, so many demands, but 5 demands. SARS has been disbanded. We have a new tactical team now. And the president has also announced that he has approved recruitment of police. And the welfare is being worked out, you know. So don't you think it's a gradual step that the government is really implementing these demands?
Until he leaves power.
If the child say he's hungry,
yes,
and he needed to be satisfied, you give a piece of meal.
Okay.
You don't pour the bucket of or the pot of food in his mouth so that the child can actually say, yes, I'm okay. So if out of all the demands, you have 5 highlighted, and like we mentioned, we all have information concerning the increased welfare of the police. I don't know if it is if it has actually been implemented in total. We also have know of those who were arrested, that were released. Some of these things is step by step.
Judicial panel of inquiries.
Some of them
they
are
were
still
set up.
Yes, some of them are
in
still
Lagos, conversation has started.
Or what? They said there was no shooting. Nobody died.
But there were other victims now. Yes, Lagos has started implementing compensation.
Yes, individuals who were beaten, who were killed, family were intimidated. I think it's just that the speed at which we are moving is not that what we actually desire.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen. Time is not our friend, but let's just quickly look at the other topic that we have for discussion today. It has to do with the importance of COVID-19 certification. In Edo State, you can access Edo State Government House without vaccine certificate that you've been vaccinated. Now, the Minister of Health, Dr. Hanire, has also said from December at the federal level, you will not, just like replicating what is happening in Edo, you have to either show evidence that you've done the COVID-19 test, or you must show certification. Now, will this enhance the development of Nigeria? Let's start with the health officer that we have with us today, Joy Awoko.
Yes, I will say the more, first and foremost, how do we come about vaccination? Okay. The whole world is in a pandemic, and there's no country left without this COVID-19 stuff. Yes. And we also have known the toll it has taken on a number of countries. The death is on the increase until everybody, WHO and other partners, have to come together to see how we can have a solution to the problem. If we cannot eliminate it, let's see how we reduce the spread. And the best way of reducing any spread of disease is through prevention. Okay. So vaccine, as you know, is a form of preventive measure against this particular disease. Okay. We have different vaccines for different disease conditions. This COVID vaccine is for COVID-19 vaccination protection. And like I want to say, will you just pamper the child because the child does not want to take drugs? Do you have any reason? Say, okay, don't worry, don't take drugs. Don't take drugs, it'll be okay. We have fathers here. Sometimes you okay to force the child to take drugs. That does not mean that that drugs might not have any side effects. But you know the drugs have some beneficiary potency. Yes, potency. That the child will be able to revive from that critical condition. Yes. Yes, our government is saying take vaccine, like that father who loved the child. It's not that you actually want to flog the child, but because the child is not taking drugs. I remember sometimes I have to beat my child even when he wants to throw up, he wants to vomit the drugs, because nobody wants to take drugs. It's not food. So the vaccine itself is not food. Yes. So people may not want to take it. But for those, for the interest of the generality of the populace, yes, it is better we accept vaccination. Because we also say before this vaccine, protection is better than cure. Thank you. If you have seen anybody who is a victim of COVID, or who has lost anybody to COVID-19, we won't need to force you to go and take vaccine.
Thank you. Archbishop, I can see you are itching to make comments.
Because yes, I will totally and bluntly say no to this. Thank God he's not a medical doctor who can actually analyze to us the reason why he feels so. So your child,
but he's a trained health officer.
Listen, yeah, he's a health officer. He forced the baby to take the drug, like the example he gave, because he observed that the baby was sick or sickly. Not that he was heard playing and he just called the baby and said, you must take this. That is forceful vaccination. And the vaccine you are talking about, it has not been tested for 1 good year or 2 years. I'll give you a direct example of my direct neighbor in my house. The baby was hot, was sick, and the mother just put to bed 2 days. And this child got a scholarship in Igbinejon secondary school. He took first with a very great gap, very brilliant baby. Now the baby was sickly, and the mother just put to bed. So when the mother went to hospital,
that's a young girl.
A young girl.
Okay.
Went to hospital to take this same vaccine for little children. They call it
immunization.
So when he got there, he just complained to the doctor that, look, oh, my baby body is hot. This is the doctor just checked the baby. He said, okay, it's malaria. He gave, there is one medicine they call 222. I don't know what they call it. It's something like chloroquine, 222. So in answer, when you get to give the baby 222, the person that dispensed the medicine is this auxiliary nurses. Gave an adult own to the little baby. So when they got home, they gave the baby the medicine. So after about 30 minutes, the baby came back to the mom and said, Mommy, my mouth is shaking, my body is shaking, I want to throw up. Oh, you throw up. The mother started beating the baby, forced the medicine back on the baby. 1 hour later, the baby gave up.
That's a very pathetic story.
Well, it's a bad story. All these things I'm trying to analyze goes to how long have they tested this medicine, that this vaccine they are using to test human being. Why now? Let somebody be sick before you begin to talk of this. Let it be a common thing. In Nigeria, okay, in my state, in my church, there is nothing like COVID-19. Those who are sick, let them go and take it. We are not saying no. But those who are not sick, let them not. I will not say let them not take it. Yeah. Because maybe I have taken it, maybe I have not taken it. But notwithstanding, let it not be forceful. Let it not be forceful. Especially now that this drug has not been tested for at least 5 years to know the guarantee that those immunizations you are talking of these children is more than 40 years that it has been on. So we know the
potency.
The potency.
I can see that Joe Awogo is also itching to make comment.
No, he may be itching because he's talking on the literary. Thank God that he knows about the word of God.
But Joel, I want to direct your thoughts. Okay. There's so many people are scared. Why are they scared?
Because they are not sick.
Like my colleague mentioned here.
Yes.
It took effort for you not to be sick, and you just decide to go to hospital. That is an African mentality, an average African mentality.
Yes.
Until we are sick before we get to the hospital. It's also time we get to know, not when the signs and symptoms are manifesting in you. That's not when you are sick. You could actually be sick even when you think you are healthy. Have you heard of stories somebody walking on the road and the person fell down and died?
We've heard things like that.
Instead of looking at what was the cause, we'll take it to a spiritual attack.
Yes.
For those who believe in the
That's
Bible.
African mentality.
Yes. And others.
So witchcraft.
It was
witchcraft attack.
It was witchcraft. It was an attack. Oh, the person's prayer was not enough. Was it actually the prayer and stuff? No. It is possible that the blood pressure was high. And if someone's BP is actually high, for instance, you need signs and symptoms to know. I remember when I was doing my practical, one woman came to facility who just tried to examine the woman. The woman's BP was very high. The nurse then was asking, are you sure somebody did not carry, are you feeling headache? No. You don't have eye pain? No. You don't feel anything? No. After we have, in fact, she told her, you are not going anywhere. We'll keep you on bed rest until your BP comes down. When the woman left, she called us and said, look, this person, the woman actually left her shop opened in the market just to come and take this family planning stuff. He said, this kind of woman will be selling and she will just collapse and die. The next thing you'll be hearing is my neighbor, they quarreled that day. It was a spiritual attack. Even when we are healthy, we need to still protect ourselves. Do we need to be sick before we eat? No. In fact,
But you need to be hungry before you eat.
No. It is
No.
wrong. It is wrong when you wait until you are hungry before you eat. It is very wrong. Most of us, in the morning before we left home, it's not that we're hungry, but we know we should take something. In the afternoon, it's also wrong for you to be tasty before you drink water. Okay. So for a vaccination process, I think it is better. Protection is better than cure. We don't wait. We don't need to wait.
What you are about to use for protection, nobody dispute that. Me as an archbishop, I didn't dispute that. What we are about to use that we just heard of less than a year is not a thing to force on human. Use an animal to try it. Use an animal. Because the people who you have used to try it now, Nigeria have used millions of people now. I just pray to God, if by next year something is happening, what do you do?
Nothing will happen.
Something will happen.
If Nigeria are using hundreds of persons to try, how many persons are
it's not 100 now, talk of millions.
No, Nigeria has not gotten up to millions of persons.
Nigeria has got to millions.
Can you compare that with the number of persons vaccinated in US?
I can't forget US.
Can you compare that to the number of persons
Why will you use a white man to try us?
Now let me
don't use a white man to compare us.
Okay, let me take charge.
The man that produces it, has he taken?
Archbishop, let me take charge now. Now, the question I just want to have before, like I said, time is not our friend.
Yes.
We didn't start the program.
I'll be just a person where we face now.
Okay, now, from December,
yes,
at the federal level,
yes,
no vaccination cards, you can access public offices. You can access, it's already happening in Edo.
Yes.
You can't go to Edo State Government House without showing your vaccination card.
Yes.
Now, do you think this is appropriate?
Very, very wrong. Some of us who have taken it, we are now holding our heart on our hand because we hear. And Bible says faith comes by hearing. And when you continue to hear those things, we are hearing from those who have taken it more than a year, the consequence, we are already living in fear. That is number one. Number two, if that is what African government, I'm not only talking of Nigeria, if African government begin to compare themselves on this issue, compared to America, compared to Europeans, I think something is wrong. That means the African leaders has not come to senses to know why are we different from these people? Why? How did we get to where we are? Are we originally slaves? Because I saw a tape where some white men were discussing how they will use Africa to do this.
No. Those are minds. They are minds that are not correct.
You may call it anything that are not correct.
But don't you think government has the right to protect lives?
Yeah.
And part of that government responsibility is to encourage citizens to take the vaccine.
What has actually
to
happened to
their
the
lives.
citizens? What have actually happened to the citizens now? Is it cholera? Is it anything? Malaria? Is malaria not killing more than COVID-19? Is hunger not killing us more than that? What has happened now to say? Because of this thing that have just happened in this state, because of 20 people that just died on in this state, because of this, do you know total, as we are saying, since they said this thing started in 2019 till now, do you know the total, this thing we have got is not yet up to how many? Is it up to 1 million? But malaria has killed more than that. Hunger has killed more than that. So there is no example to put on the table and say, because of the way this COVID-19 is killing this, we must do this. There is nothing to put force by it. By now, we have not seen it.
Okay, thank you, Archbishop.
There is no reason for it.
Now, Joel, your closing remarks on this. Now, you can access Edo State Government House. Federal government is to start there in December. Do you think this is appropriate?
I think it's very, very appropriate because the number of persons we vaccinate in our community determine how healthy we will be
say
against
that again, sir.
This disease
doesn't
condition.
Determine it.
You also have to know that as an individual, as a health practitioner,
yes,
nobody forced me, for instance, to go and take vaccine.
Okay.
I also have encouraged people around me to get vaccinated.
Yes.
The people who are telling us stories to be 2-3 years to come, they may not even be alive, even the 3 years to come. Not because they have taken vaccine, but let me ask you, which one will be better? Somebody died of COVID vaccination, for instance, and somebody died of COVID disease. Which one will be better? Is it not better you died of vaccination?
None is good.
No.
None is good.
None is good.
None is good.
If we were given option,
Yes.
for the disease to kill you,
You know,
and you are trying to protect yourself.
I have not mentioned Bible today when you talk about Bible prophecy.
Yes.
If you believe in Bible prophecy, and not because you are a head practitioner, you are going this way, you will trigger my certain
No,
things.
Abuja, let's not go to
Listen,
Bible
I am not
prophecy
saying
on
that.
this.
If it's by Bible prophecy,
No, let's not go to
by
Bible
prophecy,
Yes.
you should know that this thing that Christians and some of us are running away from is by Bible prophecy.
No.
It is.
It does not have
Okay, let's not go to Bible prophecy.
You can't bring it together.
Okay. Yeah.
Let me bring.
Closing remark. We don't have time.
Let me just mention.
No, not
The
Bible
same-
prophecy.
No, the same vaccine we are discussing here.
Yes.
Like you agree that the one we are giving to children against polio,
Immunization.
against measles,
Yes.
against tuberculosis, they are all very effective. As we speak to this moment, there are still some persons, not outside this country,
Yes.
as inside those states, that will still speak against those vaccines. Why? Because they say. So I will encourage all to get vaccinated, not because the government is forcing us to take vaccine, just because we
Is the
want to be
forcefulness
protected.
we want you to talk
No.
about?
We are not talking about it. What I'm saying is everyone should be protected against any disease that the vaccine
should it be
is
forced?
available.
Should it be forced?
The governor, is he coming to your house to arrest anybody?
No, I say
he is only telling you, don't come to my house when you are not vaccinated, so that you will not come and infect me. It's like, let me ask you, if I say don't enter my house with your shoe, what I'm simply saying is, pull your shoe before you enter my compound. If you are the type that feel like, why must I pull my shoe? I must not pull my shoe. Then leave my house. The governor don't want himself to be infected. He doesn't want his staff to be infected. So before you come in, get your vaccine.
Election will come again.
Yourself.
Who
And
don't
you protect
vaccinate must not
others too.
vote.
Thank you very
Who
much.
don't vaccinate must not vote. Let election come.
I'm with your brother. Whenever you are here, it's always interesting.
We must stop these psychophancies and try to pretend. I have taken the vaccination. I am not encouraging all that. Don't force me. If I am sick, I will go for it. Don't say it must be like. Don't force anybody against their will. If a woman you marry in your house, you pay the bride price, and you are about to have a carnal knowledge with her, as a husband and wife, and he say no, don't force her. When you do that, you rape.
Even though you are paid bride
yes,
price.
he has right to sue you.
I'm with your brother. Thank you very much for your comments. Joel Awoko, thank you very much. My guest, thanks for spending your time with us today.
Thank you very much.
Next week, it promises to be another exciting package on 60 Minutes Nigeria. My name is Endsars. Do have a wonderful weekend ahead. Bye-bye.